Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Between the Game Sports. We back, man. Monday morning, Labor Day. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. It's still early here out here in Texas, 11 o'clock, so some of y'all might have been up for a few hours. Hoping you're off today. And speaking of who deserves to be off, it's Jackson State. I mean, my God, the shellacking that they put on FAMU yesterday was absolutely ridiculous, man. I watched that whole game. I did the whole game, and it was not good for FAMU from the jump. And I appreciate the early birds again, man. Always let yourself be known in the comments so I can acknowledge you. I always appreciate you folks who show up and show out and rock with your boy this early this morning on your day off. But I just wanted to kind of jump in and touch on some certain things that I saw happening for Jackson State that I was impressed with, that I love to see, that I wanted to see last year. And we can start off with the running game, right? The running game and the offensive line. Those guys played 10 times better than what they did last year. And we know Coach Prime and his coaching staff, they said that they wanted to get better at the running game. They didn't want to depend too heavily on Shedeur and do all these things. Fila Speaks. What's up, Fila Speaks? Appreciate you dropping through, man. Good morning to you. Jamara's in the building. What's up, Jamara? And so Jackson State in the running game, you saw a different dynamic. You also saw some draw plays in there that you didn't see last year. You saw some you saw the offensive line firing off the ball, getting ready, rocking and rolling, punishing the defensive line, making their will be known, and all these things, man. And so that was very impressive to me. And of course, we can go to Shedeur, man. And I've said this many of times. He was so good last year that it seems kind of blasphemous for people like me to expect and want more. And I've been on record said I wanted to see him be more decisive. I wanted to see him be more intent with his passes, having more anticipation with his passes. And again, yesterday, a lot of his guys were open. They were just open. They were bigger, better, and faster. Best thing on the field for the most part. Oh man, why you ain't tell me my camera went on? Um, Hold on, let me get that right. All right, camera's rocking and rolling. So Shedeur, almost 90% completion of passes. I think he completed his first 17 or 18 passes off the rip. That's almost unheard of how good you want to start off your season, man. Pretty much perfect. I think he was perfect through the first half. Had a couple of drops midway through the third, somewhere in there. He didn't play much, but almost 90% completion, rating. We'll get to that in a second. Felix Speaks, Jackson State was unbelievable yesterday. Mind you, FAMU beat NC last week, so Jackson State. They didn't beat NC State. They lost to North Carolina. I'm sorry, University of North Carolina. They lost to them 54 to 26 or something like that. It was like a 30-point loss. So value effort for FAMU against that group. They were shorthanded. We all know the story about them and the ineligible players, the AD and the president and all this other madness that's going on, the compliance office. That's a whole nother story. But this is more about Jackson State and their dominance, man. And I did a preview show about it, and I did a video earlier in the week about Jackson State and the campus and all that turmoil that they have with the water situation, guys being moved out of their apartments, out of their dorms, guys not being able to take showers. All these things played a part, and then you trying to get ready to go play in a football game. It is really, really impressive what they was able to do. And shout out to Coach Prime, the offensive coordinator, Bartolone. I think I'm saying that correctly. Had these guys ready to rock and roll, even facing that type of adversity, knowing you have to get ready for a football game, but you got family members that's in trouble. You got relatives, you got cousins, girlfriends, whatever. The coaches have wives. All these things play the factor. Then you have to get up and get on the road and fly down to Miami for this game and be focused enough to go out there and perform. And they perform very, very well, man, like unbelievably well. I was impressed in what I seen from top to bottom, from special teams, from defense. Aubrey Miller made his case early that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. The transfer from Texas A&M, Doyle, played well. Travis Hunter, what can I say about this dude? Even though he didn't get much action, and that's just a testament to his greatness. They barely even threw the ball his direction, and like just unbelievable. They didn't want any parts of him. I think they tried him twice early in the game. One, he just completely shut that down, and then two, almost had an interception. Right, almost had an interception. What a way for him to start his offense. I'm sorry, to start his freshman campaign. And folks, a lot of folks are saying, why was he on the All American team, third team already? And he hadn't played a snap, and it shows. He basically did what Coach Prime used to do in his prime days, right back in the day. He shut off one side of the field. He shut off one side of the field. Um, FAMU's quarterback, Morosa, Jeremy, the transfer from Vandy, he just didn't look comfortable at all. And again, I told folks when UNC played them, UNC played a very basic defense. Didn't show much, didn't show in a lot of schemes. And Jackson State came out there and said, okay, so we're going to show you what we got. And again, Travis Hunter, with his ability to basically shut down one side of the field, was incredible. Absolutely incredible. The defensive line got the push, right? FAMU really looked like, how can I put this nicely, man? You know, for all my fans, my ex-athletes, you know when you was on Varsity and you got a chance, the freshmen wanted to test you out or the sophomores wanted to test you out, and you basically let them know that they weren't ready for this action. Like, that's basically what it looked like. It looked like a varsity team versus a sophomore group or a freshman group. And that's not too telling. That's not a good feeling for FAMU and their fans, man. Like, it's unbelievable, man. Let me get to some of these comments. HBCU Overdrive with Doc Holliday, Domination at its finest. At a simple word, pure domination, butt kicking, old-fashioned Joe Jackson. For my older folks, man, y'all know Joe Jackson was known for his beat downs of his kids, man. So shout out to my Facebook lovers, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, hit the bell button, and all that other stuff. Patrick says, PJ Love from Macomb, Mississippi. Thank you for the coverage yesterday, man. Appreciate it, man. We're trying to rock and roll, man. We're trying to rock and roll, get this thing going. Felix Speak says they were scared to even throw to Travis' side, but he had some nice blocks, man. Hey, Travis Hunter is good as advertised, man. Like, I saw some highlights. I went back and saw a couple of his games, but he was good as advertised yesterday. It's unbelievable. I don't remember if he got any burn on the offensive side of things, but I do know he's coming off of an ankle injury. Y'all saw him at SWAC Media Day where he had his ankle in a boot, and I had a boot in college, man. It is so uncomfortable. You can't do anything. It feels weird to walk on. I was on boot and crutches in college, so it was stupid, man. After about 2 days, I was done with my crutches, man. I couldn't do it. Arms were just extremely sore, so that was just stupid. But shut it down, man. Shut it down. It's hard for when they have to fill it the option. FAMU's quarterback. Yeah, half the field, man. He completely shut it down, and the other DBs played really well, really good as well, man. It was just nothing that they could do. FAMU's quarterback was trying to force a lot of passes. He threw into heavy coverage a lot. Man. There was no separation from FAMU's wide receivers to the DBs, man. And Knight Rider, what's up, Knight Rider? FAMU drops 24 points on UNC being shorthanded, but only managed 3 points against JSU. Which they got from a penalty, they got him a field goal range. Other than that, it was JSU domination. Yeah, man. And at one point, I was getting a little concerned, man. I think Jackson State was probably up 17-0. and they had a couple of penalties, and I'm like, here we go again. If you're a Jackson State fan from last year, they would be dominating the game, and the defense would get a pass interference call or offsides, and it would drive Coach Prime crazy, where he's just losing his mind, and he's talking about being disciplined, guys being able to understand you have to finish the game, you have to play a full 60 minutes in football. And for the most part, they did that. They had a couple silly penalties, man. Speaking of the one penalty early in the game was when Travis Hunter had the chance to get the interception. There was an offsides penalty. It might have been on Aubrey Miller. So just crazy, pure domination. I'm trying to get to these comments, trying to get my thoughts out. I will put the stream link up here in a second for anyone who wants to join in. I appreciate y'all jumping in here with me on your Labor Day. Jackson State deserves a day off. just crazy. FAMU was seeing ghosts yesterday. They were saying something. Some dudes was back in the day. One of my high school coaches used to say, "Man, get inside their jock strap." I'm sorry, my middle school coach, crazy old dude, used to always say, "Get inside their jock strap." Right? I don't even know if they still make jock straps. JSU Tigers in the building. Night Rider Travis. Hey, shut out the left side on lock. Yeah, man. It was. Travis Hunter played both sides of the ball yesterday. I don't remember, man. Man, the comment section yesterday was so crazy. I missed a lot of the damn game. GSH, everything. Coach Prime and Travis is 60% right now, guys. Imagine him at full speed. Yep. It's scary, man. It's scary. And I tell folks all the time. So I'm around a lot of recruiters, right? I'm around a lot of college coaches a lot of times in the basketball world. And they always say, man, when a kid is either number one to like number 10 in the nation, there's a big gap from that 10 to 11 and so on and so on. 11 from 20, there's a big gap. So the kid at 60% was still better than most guys or at 100%. I want y'all to think about how crazy that is, man. How crazy that is, right? How crazy that is. At 60%, he was better than most guys at they 100%. Night Rider, what's up? Felix speaks. Prom spoke about how the team was upset they got 3 points because it was off a penalty drive. Yep. And that's what you want from your team, man. Being upset that you gave up 3 points. Only gave up 3 points. They wanted a shutout. And so that's the mindset that they have created. That's the culture that they have created down at Jackson right now. And the mantra is, I believe, right? And so he has his guys, his coaching staff, the equipment people, the training, the fans, everyone, I believe, man. So it's really, really good to see that they went out there and performed like they were supposed to. Again, a lot of folks tuned in to see them lose, right? There were some folks, and Jackson State fans tuned in, of course. There's some folks who just love college football. It was just on. It was the only game on yesterday at that time. And there were some folks who wanted to see what all the hoopla was about, right? And then you have your folks, you have your haters, man. Just they don't want to see some folks succeed, man. And Jackson State right now has the target on their back. Ooh, good Lord, that was bad. And with the target being on their back, they went out there and showed why they deserved all the hoopla and the talk of the town this summer. Y'all think about this for a second. Jackson State was on ESPN more than most FBS schools last year, right? This summer. They were talked about on ESPN more than a lot of FBS schools last year. And that says a lot to what they brewing down there and got going. I'm loving it, man. Send the link. Yeah, I'm going to send the link in just a second, man. Just a second. JSU DBs are fine. And I said Jackson State's defensive backs are going to be a strong point of their defense, man. Again, they lost James Houston last year. They lost Keontae Hampton. Hope I'm saying his name right. They lost a lot. But then they reloaded, man. They reloaded. Patrick says people don't realize how much Travis impacted the game yesterday. No different than having an offensive player you have double or triple team. Yeah. And that separates you from the really good to the great to the all-time greats. That kind of stuff right there separates you from that level, man. It's just amazing what he did yesterday. Only 2 targets at him. At one point, I don't even think they decided to even look that direction, man. Knight Rider says now as Gaddy took responsibility for that penalty that put FAMU in field goal range, those 3 points because they played lights out for a shutout. Yeah, they played damn good enough for a shutout. And just think, they took out their starters on the offensive side, like late third quarter. It could have been they probably could have put up 80, right? Southern beat somebody like 86-0 the other day. If Jackson State plays, don't take their foot off the gas, whew, they might have put up a 90, 100, man. Mighty 90 or 100. The haters definitely tune in to see him, but lose to their surprise. Shout out to DJ Raw and Cut. What's up, DJ? DJ has a great, huge channel, man, and he did a great preview show Sunday before the game. Great preview show, and he spoke about a lot of things that he wanted to see happen. I'm pretty sure he was pleased on what he saw out there. Felix Peaks, that's what's up. Get to my last little couple of points. I spoke about the run game. I spoke about Shedeur and his greatness, and I want to speak about Aubrey Miller. I picked this dude to win Defensive Player of the Year. He played with an intensity yesterday that I really enjoyed. I think he's going to get about 13 sacks, a couple of forced fumbles here and there. I think he's just going to be great. He's primed and ready for this season. And then my last point, Coach Prime was talking about last year how he was upset that his defense wasn't creating turnovers, that they weren't getting interceptions. And he's like, how can y'all play for me? Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, one of the greatest defensive backs ever, and we don't have no damn interceptions. And with that being said, Jackson State forced 4 turnovers yesterday. You win the turnover battle in football, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win the game. It's just that simple. That's how it goes. So that's a good sign for Jackson State fans that they created 4 turnovers yesterday. Of course, Shedeur is going to take care of the ball. He just doesn't give the ball away. But Jackson State getting 4 turnovers in the first game, very impressed. A pick six. Was it 2 pick sixes? I know for sure it was 1 pick six. I missed another one. If there was another one, I'll drop my camera like an idiot trying to change on my battery. But here we go. I'm finna drop the link so anybody who wants to come through and speak their piece, just copy and paste it. You can get in on this, man, as I get to the rest of these comments. Again, man, I appreciate y'all dropping through, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Real Talk says JSU is on another level based off the resources Coach Prime can garner. They will annihilate all HBCUs. With them destroying HBCU teams, help HBCUs are only JSU, man. In my opinion, man, iron sharpens iron, man. Coach Prime being at Jackson State, Real Talk, has created a ripple effect in the positive direction. It's causing other coaches to, one, come down, like a Hugh Jackson, Eddie George, and countless others. It's causing this ripple effect where it's changing the mindset of how coaches are trying to recruit now, right? There was a time when HBCUs would go to a school and they wouldn't even try to go after the top athlete at that school, right? Or the top athlete in the district, top athlete in the state, top athlete in the region, top athlete in the country. He is basically changing the mindset of why not us, right? Y'all know Russell Westbrook, his thing is why not, but it's basically saying why not us, man? Why can't we have these players come to our team, our campus, and enjoy it and be successful at the same time and be around your people? He's changed the mindset, and I'm with it, man, because for far too long, I remember when my brother was a senior in high school, some of the Grambling State and all these other dudes that came, they wouldn't even talk to some of the top recruits there. they wouldn't even talk to some of the top players there because they felt like they couldn't get those type of dudes. And I see we got HBCU overdrives in the building. I'm gonna add him to the stream. What's going on, my guy? What you
What's
got
going
for
on,
me?
man?
How you doing?
Oh, man. Hey, bro, I remember when you was at SFA, bro. And I was down there in 2006, 2008.
For real?
Yeah.
What a wild time. What a wild time. Yeah, man. I was out there, man. I was out there.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Hey, I'm just be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had my show yesterday.
Okay.
I said yesterday was total domination on all aspects of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. Shedeur looked like a seasoned vet.
Yeah.
The best thing about the team yesterday was they was able to run the ball, and the offensive line looked much better than what it was last season. It seemed like those guys looked like those guys played forever, and they only been together for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So defense was balls to the wall. It was like I enjoyed it, and you speaking. I'm a Jackson State alum also, so it was like I said, it was just a total domination. Now the FAMU, I'm asking, like I said I'm putting out an APD on everybody for FAMU,
man, because
they was nowhere to be found, man.
Nowhere to be found. From the opening, from the kickoff, right? From the kickoff, it was bad, man. It was absolutely bad. Like you said, my man Hoop Jargon's in the building. What up, Hoop?
What up, everybody? What up, SWAC fam?
What up? And so, like you said, the running game, they had over 130 yards rushing, which is something that you never saw last year.
I'm going to to work, but that was just total annihilation yesterday. And if you really think about it, we left like 17 points off the board.
Yeah.
You really think about it. Because if I'm gonna tell you like this, if Herman Smith didn't drop that interception, it was going to the house.
That was a pick
six. He
was
taking it to the house. That was a pick six. Even with Tavion Beasley, he got pushed in the back because he was waiting for the block. He was gonna take that to the house because there was nobody in sight with him.
Yeah. Is that the fumble recovery? I know one guy had the fumble recovery and he didn't cut back. He basically just kind of ran out of bounds. And I'm like, man, dude, you just cut back. It was like a defensive lineman, so he might have not been used to that, man. But he should have cut back and he would have had him a score, man. So, but yeah, like I said, they don't take out their subs. You said they left out 17.
Yeah.
You say they left out 17 points. That's what?
Yeah,
59-3. What was that? 59-3. They're leaving off 17. Yeah. That's at least 70 something. So go ahead, Hope.
Basically, they could have scored it. They could have scored at will.
Yeah. So let me get my guy Hope Jargon in. Let's go. Let's rock, man. What you got?
Yeah, I thought that was a great last comment that they scored at will, because this is what we kind of watching the program come together. This is kind of what we thought this program could be. Like, a program is just going to mollywop everybody in the SWAC and be on that level. The FCS, now I know it's one game, so I won't put too much into one game. And I always say that, man, like from week to week in the early weeks, it's a lot going on in programs, especially with Florida A&M. They got a lot of volatility going in their program, with guys not being eligible and all that. And that does affect the overall team psyche. And one thing I won't do either is compare, Jackson beat them worse than North Carolina beat them. Because you can't quite do that. Now week 4 we'll know if that's more true than not. But I mean, those are things to earmark. So now, it's like the sky's the limit. Like somebody said in the chat, they're supposed to be the cream of the crop in the SWAC, and Jackson made short and quick work of them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So now the question begs, how good is Jackson really? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where we're stuck at right now, and it's a great little problem to ponder. Well, not even a problem. It's a great thing to ponder because, because the same excuse we give it for FAMU, coming out the gate slow. Jackson could be slow. Like, so what do they look like when they're firing all cylinders? So, there's something to kind of put on your mental as we go forward.
And I would even say this. Shedeur Sanders did not play yesterday. And I don't think Malachi Wyman played. I think he's ineligible. So here's your leading receiver, touchdown guy from last year, doesn't get anything going. He doesn't even play in this game. So, like you said, how scary can they really, really, really be, man? Like,
nasty.
Oh my goodness, man. Kevin Coleman showed me the quickness. He showed me the ability to run routes yesterday. Highly impressed with him. And like HBCU Overdrive said, man, domination on every facet of the game to win all three offense, defense, and special teams. And then win the turnover battle. That's what you want as a football coach. That's what you want as a coach, period. But in football, you want that. To win the turnover battle, it pretty much guarantees you a victory in football. So I was highly, highly impressed. And I can't wait to see the next one.
And our boy Quay, he only got 2 catches, so once he get going, like, man, this team is nuts.
I think they had him at running back a little bit yesterday, a couple of times.
He got the stature for it. Like I was saying, he got that Derrick Henry kind of body, baby. Derrick Henry body.
Real Talk says FAMU supposed to be the cream of the crop. I see 100 wins moving forward. Man, they keep it up like this. They talking about the USC transfer. Okay, got you. Man, we just hit 100, man. Y'all 100 people in here, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Subscribe to HBCU Overdrive. Subscribe to Hope Jordan. Get to some more of these comments.
Yeah, let's do that.
K. Hayes says it was Jackson's first game too. Yeah, well, it was their first game, but it was Florida A&M's second game. But there was it like I said in the beginning of this broadcast, it looked like the varsity team scrimmaging against a sophomore team and a freshman, and letting those young guys know that you are not ready for this action. It's a whole different level of ball game, and I really like what Shedeur did. Shedeur basically said, what I did last year, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Bishop says, Ryder, he should meet us when we get back to the 1400. Okay, got you. Malachi is not ineligible. His position is deep. Okay, well, thank you for that information. Appreciate it. Malachi was out for practice reason. He should be there on Saturday. So again, as we saying that, your top receiver from last year, touchdown wise, if I remember correctly, doesn't even play, and you put up 59 points. I mean, just unbelievable, ridiculous is what they did. I'm going back to Shedeur. He basically said, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Completed his first 17 passes, 17 of 18 passes. He had 5 touchdowns. I think he only got sacked maybe once, right? So he was 29 of 33 for 88% passing, 323 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Damn near perfection, man. Damn near perfection. You've seen the maturity. You've seen the growth that he had from last year to this year. Even though he was tremendous last year, and I'm gonna keep harking on this. People like me are saying that I want to see more from him, even though the kid was the Jerry Rice Award winner last year. And he damn near had a perfect season, over 30 touchdowns and under 10 interceptions. So if Shedeur ever sees this, he probably like, man, shut up, man, shut the hell up, you know what you're talking about. But I saw the growth, I saw the maturity, I saw him making decisive decisions off the rip. I saw him not holding on to the ball too long. The placement, the anticipation throws, all that stuff was there for me in my eyes.
Yep, a lot of growth, man. Especially his accuracy under, like, I mean, they didn't get like a tremendous pass rush going, but you know, what a tale of a tale between 2 years of O-line play. Because it seems Shedeur is running for his life. A lot of those guys trying to make something happen on the fly. So we see with a comfortable pocket with that changes, but. No, like you say, the precision throws what stood out to me. Shedeur hitting, I forgot my name, that back shoulder. Like, those are the things that you want to see year 2. And so that is the most impressive thing I've seen so far for Shedeur.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody says update on Nugget. I don't know. Did he get hurt yesterday? So anybody know in the chat, please drop that information. GSH, everything's with. Where was FAMU 85 that was talking all that crap last year in December? Hey, where was the whole team?
FAMU fans are a different breed, man.
Did we lose you? Why he trying to get his stuff situated? Nah. Go ahead.
Nah.
I don't know if we lost him or not. Oh, but man, my man HBC Overdrive. Okay, gotcha. He, like he said, man, he said he putting out an APB out on FAMU because they did not show up. The best thing that FAMU had yesterday, from what I hear, I didn't see, was the halftime show. I guess Lizzo was with them or whatever it may be. She was out there doing her thing, performing. But that's the best thing FAMU fans could cheer about from yesterday, because it looked like they were not prepared. And again, I feel sorry for Coach Willie Simmons, because he's trying to keep this ship afloat with all the craziness that they got going on and the administration, department and stuff like that. This kind of stuff should not be happening at the Division I level, at any collegiate level, when the compliance officers and stuff are not around, not enough, people not knowing what's going on with kids' grades. Excuse me. It's no excuse from the school standpoint, because you hire people for this. And somebody said yesterday in the budget, you got to have the budget forward. Damn it, make the budget happen, right? You have to make the budget happen. Other universities, other schools make it happen, so there's no excuse for this kind of stuff to be going on. But that's a whole nother topic. But Willie Simmons is basically trying to... Go ahead.
This is kind of like a recurring for HBCUs, though, man. This is kind of like what people who don't even like sports, one of their biggest critiques, who are HBCU people, is that the appropriation of funds and not putting the right staff in the right places. And this is kind of like it all over again. As for those listeners who don't know, I played basketball at Prairie View back in the mid-2000s. And one of the biggest things we had with the compliance people not doing their jobs and the financial aid people not doing their jobs. It's like a thing, man, and so, you're saying just get it done. Yeah, but it seems to be a problem that is never, getting dealt with, so it's kind of frustrating to see even still these issues are coming up.
It's stupid. So I'll let one of y'all rock to this question. HBCU Overdrive, you want to jump on it first. Real Talk says, if you were to game plan against JSU Juggernaut, how would you do X's and O's? Is prayer the only answer?
Yeah, you gotta.
I look yesterday
pray for it, man.
I mean, good Lord, they really looked like they had no weaknesses yesterday, man. The interior line did their job. The DNs did their job. Linebackers was flying across the field. Every time you seen Moosa, I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I'm gonna call him JM, the quarterback of FAMU. Every time you did see him make a pass, there were already 2 or 3 DBs around there, man. And that's partially because Jackson State figured out that they weren't even going to try to throw the Travis Hunter side.
Yeah, I was just about to say, he shut that whole side of the field down.
And partly, so every time you seen a pass and the camera panned to that receiver, there was 2 or 3 DBs already right there ready to make the play. He was trying to fit it in very, very tight coverage yesterday. No separation from FAMU's wide receivers. So I don't know how you game plan for it. It might be prayer, man. So, I mean, Prairie View did a very, very good job. I don't know if they play each other this year. But Prairie View ran the ball. But
ran the ball.
And man, they ran all the way down 290. They ran all the way down 290. So, man, real talk, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. G-Dub, Malachi got his grade issues correct. Okay, got it. Cambria, Nugget is the large number 4 JSU. Yeah. Nugget was doing this thing yesterday. I like the number 4, was it Dallas something? Dallas Dudley, the wide receiver. He's a slot receiver. I like what he showed me yesterday as well. Bishop, getting to some of these comments, trying to catch up, folks. Trust me, you'll hear from Malachi. Yeah, Malachi's the truth, man. Super, super athlete, super talented, man. 6'4", 6'5", can go up and get the ball against anybody. TSU up next. Tennessee State is up next, man. TSU, where I'm from, and Hoop Jargon from, is Texas Southern. So the TSU, it kind of throws us off sometimes. So Tennessee, Tennessee State, man. Yeah. Tennessee State, I think I saw yesterday that their running back had over 200 yards rushing. So if anybody saw that as well, that might be something to look at if Tennessee's deciding they want to try to run the ball. Because again, if Travis Hunter is going to be like this all year and he's just at 60%, those other guys gonna get a lot of opportunities, man. A lot of opportunities.
It's going to be a dogfight for the Tennessee State game. Just along with how Eddie George is coaching the team, it's a real good thing, man.
Yeah, Eddie George is getting guys over there too, and quiet as kept, man. Eddie George is doing a good job because I think they started off the season like 0-3, 0-4 last year. And he kind of righted that ship, got them on a win streak. They had their first 3-game winning streak in like 10 years or something of that nature last year. So he's doing what he's supposed to do, going a little slower than what Coach Prime at Jackson State is doing, but he's doing a very, very good job over there. So that's going to be an interesting game to watch. I don't know if that game is on TV. It might be on like CBS Sports Network or something like that. Mikey Taylor says TSU was on the clock. Yeah, they are. We tip deep at every position.
Building the team in his image as a player.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says
it's
go ahead.
It's great to see what he's doing now. It's great to see what he's doing in Nashville, man. Having the boys locked in and they ready to ride with him. Also, to have to get a quarterback within your conference says a whole lot. In Draylen Ellis, he was phenomenal Saturday. It's just the fact that they was trying to basically they had the game. They had the game in hand, and it's Eastern Washington, and they like to pass the ball around the field.
Mm-hmm.
So Southern Heritage Class is gonna make for a great game next week. That's all I got to say on that one.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I wish I was there though, man. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, bro. If y'all ain't been to the Memphis to the Southern Heritage Classic game, bro, y'all need to go. It's always lit. You're gonna be on Bill Street. We have a Liberty Bowl rocking. It's pretty much a sold out game. Like you seen from last season, it was a sold out game.
Mm-hmm.
It's highly anticipated because the move, like I said, the moves that Prime made over this in the off season, also the moves that Eddie George made in the off season. So it's going to be a prime matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Later on down the line, the only game I see later on down the line that might be a problem for Jackson State for us is the Southern game. The only reason why I say that is because the defensive line that they have is phenomenal. You also got Coach Dooley that came in from Prairie View. You got him coming in from Prairie View with that offense that he brought from Prairie View. Basketball on grass. It's gonna make for a good it's gonna make for a good season though.
Yeah, I'm excited for the rest of this, and I think the SWAC, like I've been saying, I think the SWAC season is going to be exciting for everyone involved because there's so much talk about HBCU sports now. There's so many channels out here now. I didn't even get into YouTube to be involved in this, but I do follow Coach Prime like that. I got into this to interview coaches and administrative staff, and give fans a different type of perspective. But now here we are. And I think I just saw a very, very interesting comment. I appreciate those that said Dallas Daniels. Dallas Daniels was great yesterday. But Knight Rider just made a very, very interesting comment. He said it was great to see Shedeur using that big tight end yesterday.
I was going to bring him up.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Rob.
No, it's good. So when you play against better talent, you're going to need him as your safety valve. And he showed to be sure-handed. He understands space well. And I thought that was a big change from last year too, having that tight end weapon going forward. So that's a good little caveat that nobody's gonna really talk about like that. But yeah, that's a great comment because I just was gonna bring that up when you guys finished up talking about the Classic.
Yeah, I like what he was using them very well. I think the tight end might have had more catches than than they did all last year in this one game, man. I saw some crazy. I did see Jackson State try a wide receiver screen early in the game. Didn't work. I don't think they went back to it. But again, that was something that you never saw last year. I even saw play action. I saw a play action yesterday that you didn't see last year because Jackson State's offensive line last year could not just protect long enough to get the job done, man. So shout out to those guys being ready for the moment, understanding that, Coach Prime, this is an emphasis that he wanted to impound on coming into this season. So the offensive line gets if we had helmet stickers, I'd give the offensive line a helmet sticker.
Hey, like I said, that was an upgrade. Our offensive line for this season was an upgrade from last season because we couldn't hold water last season. We could hold the camera to a flame last season with our offensive line.
Offensive line was bad, man.
Coach Prime said it. He said he addressed them needs, which was the O-line and some of the coaching personnel. So far, it looked like he did it, man. He'd like to be a man of his word all the way through.
Nah, that's dumb. 59 points, 58 points. Let me just kind of go through the stats, man. We talked about the rushing, man. Total team rushing yards. Said T. Marshall looked really good yesterday. He had 12 carries for 63 yards, averaging 5.3 yards a carry. Wilkerson, the bigger back, he had 9 carries for 50 yards. And then as a team, they had 35 carries for 139 yards, averaging 4 yards a carry. So very, very impressive. That probably took them 3 games to get last year. Maybe 4. That's how bad they were running the ball last season. And just for them to be out there. And again, the game last year was wet. It was nasty. Didn't know what was really going to happen. A lot of them dudes probably might have never played in a stadium like that, had that type of attention on them before. And so the nerves might have been there. So that game was ugly, 76. Jackson State goes in and wins it, then the rest is history. They dominate. They don't dominate the SWAC, but they win the SWAC undefeated. But this game right here allowed them to show everything that they have: speed, power, understanding the moment, understanding game situations, 3rd and 5s and 3rd and 6 and stuff like that. They were really, really good, man. Just the accolades can go on, man. We can go on and on and on. So any of you want to jump on the defensive side of things? We talked about the offensive line, but any one of y'all want to jump on the defensive side of things?
Dark side defense lived up to his name. That's what they do.
What I saw yesterday? I saw them, going for the ball a lot more and, trying to make sure it was incomplete. Last year, what I saw a lot of times was them trying to wait on the big hit, and the big hit sometimes, going for the big hit sometimes cost them, a completion, or cost them giving up a touchdown, i.e. the Celebration Bowl last year against South Carolina State. So I saw more discipline. I saw more understanding. Like, we don't have to create the big hit and get the oohs and ahs from the fans more than anything yesterday. So that's what I really, really liked about the DBs overall.
Yeah, especially you don't even have Nugget on one side. You got Travis playing sparingly with them. I guess it's still coming off the injury from over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Katron Evans wasn't there. Who else was not there? I know Katron Evans wasn't there. Frankie Burgess wasn't there. Shallow won't be back until either the 2nd or 3rd week of the season. So you had some pieces from the defense down from last season that wasn't at the game, or they was probably relegated to 2nd or 3rd string. But you saw like I said, you saw that domination. Like they did not let up, and kudos to Dennis Thurman for coming up with a blitz package that I don't even think that FAMU could even just recognize yesterday. So I give a helmet sticker to him.
There you go. Man, y'all make sure y'all get them likes up, man. We got over 150 people in here, only 40 some likes. So hit the like button and y'all make sure y'all subscribe to all 3 of these channels. Giving y'all great information on your holiday Monday. All right. Let's get to some of these comments. Jay No says Southern definitely can challenge. JSU is gated. It's a gated rivalry. Both teams always rise to the occasion. Not sure if they got the depth though. Jackson State is deep, man. We have 4 of those. Bish would say, let's see. 2 is a top 3 quarterback in the country. So anybody want to jump on that conversation? I'm not a prisoner of the moment type of person. I do understand that he was just phenomenal yesterday, and he has. And you know what's crazy? I did a video about him not making All-American, right? Yeah. And I said that he was gonna come out here and basically show folks like why. It was bulletin board material, you know what I'm saying? If you're a locker room person, you understand bulletin board material. And he played like a All-American yesterday. And the guys that were picked before him, they had a case to be, if they were left off as well. So any one of y'all want to tackle what, Shedeur and what this guy is saying, top 2 is top 3 quarterback in the country.
I got to see some more before I go that far. I do know he played lights out yesterday, so I can't be mad at nobody who feels that way at this moment. But yeah, I'm going to have to see. I'd say I'll give it 4 games, and then I can hop back on that train. Because I'm just not big on over evaluating people in a negative sense or over praising people either. I just try to get a whole little sample size together, and then I can have a real opinion. So again, I ain't play lights out. Ain't no question about that. So I'll leave my evaluation there to be continued.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like right now he's top 5 because I'm gonna still go back to what he did last season. Is in his freshman year with a bad O-line, no type of running game at all. He pretty much sometimes he pretty much put the team on his shoulders, but he also had the defense that put the game on their shoulders. So he can only do what he can do is basically be the quarterback of the team. Now we talking about the team that played yesterday that had no James Houston. He's in the NFL. Antoine Owens, he's in USFL. You don't have a CJ Holmes. You don't have let's see, trying to figure out Keontae Hampton. You don't have those guys because they're gone. But what you do is you reload. You don't, you just reload. You replace and reload. And basically that's,
This is about right. That's exactly what I said in my broadcast yesterday. They didn't rebuild, they reloaded, man. So
trying to reload in the SWAC.
Yeah.
They reloaded with better bullets too.
Boys came back with some hollow points, man. Darius Hamlin says, how can y'all say Southern can challenge JSU when they were playing a team who just moved up on D1? Man, hey man, you play who you play, man. You play who you play. Matchups and rivalries are total different. Rivalries are a total different thing, man. When we were in high school, man, we played. The other team could be 0-20. But if it was a rivalry game, man, you're going to get their best shot. That's just how it goes, man.
Fact. And I'll give an example. I'll give a real example. When my junior year at Prairie View, we played Grambling, and that's when they had Breon Rush. Breon Rush was the second leading scorer in America behind Adam Morrison. So on paper, Grambling's supposed to dust us off like, the back patio with a broom, right? First game we lost at Grambling, it was a nail biter. And Grambling was rolling, and we were literally 2 wins in the SWAC. We were at the bottom. But ESPN came on, and as a matter of fact, the first game, we almost got in a fight at Grambling. So it was a lot of heated stuff. Our coach got ejected. You know what I'm talking about. He is. But The second go round, we played him in our crib, and ESPN was there. We had the bad blood going, and we beat him on national TV on a team we was not supposed to be in the gym with, as far as the rankings and stats are concerned. So I said to say that in the SWAC, man, it's different, man. When certain little motives are in play, certain motivations are in play, things can change. So I'm not gonna give Jackson State, the red carpet to the finish line just yet, even though it's looking real good for him. But you can't never underestimate personal pride and things of that nature. Like, say, a few injuries happen, so I wouldn't just eliminate everybody just yet.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. G says the level of coaching at JSU is a game changer. That's another systematic shortcoming of the SWAC. Yep. There you go.
I forgot about this. Just think about this. You just hired, okay, let's just say this. You just hired Mike Zimmer to be NFL defensive coordinator, NFL head coach. You hired him as a defensive analyst. So he got game tape already on film on what they did offensively. And I feel like that was more of a game changer also.
Yep.
Because
that's a great comment.
Tape on them. You got tape on them already.
The resources, man. Resources. Having the ability to have somebody like that around you and understand it from, years of experience in the NFL. Years of experience. So that's a underlining thing right there that nobody even, spoke about. So that's a damn great comment. Haitian Slim says now Gaddy is huge in person, but that dude's definitely has grown from last year overall. And I did a video about him saying he was going to be in my top 5 reasons why Jackson State will repeat. His dad even came on my channel and commented and said that he appreciated that Niles was working hard. He had a chip on his shoulder to get there and, have the ability to, go play on Sunday. So great comment, Haitian Slim. True Thompson was not there. Tay J, the coaching JSU requires really true difference. Niles will be a beast. So yeah, y'all own it. Y'all own it in the comments. When is Aubrey Miller Jr. going to go pro? I think he's a senior this year. So
yeah, he used his COVID year this year to come back. So this is his last year. So he'll be entering in the draft for April next year. Where I see him at, probably like a 4th or 5th round pick. It all depends on how he plays this season. And if he just balls out, get somewhat of defensive player of the year in, any type of award that for the FCS, I see like a 4th or 5th round pick for him. I haven't talked to him, but I remember when he was on they did the documentary. His favorite team is the Cowboys, so you come play with the Cowboys, man. Look, it's gonna be
yeah. Let's take him. Marquis Bell already helping us out, man. So yeah, we take some more HBCU standouts. Well, Marquis Bell doing his thing, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Yesterday I went back and listened to a video I made when he about the Orange Classic last year. And I was mentioning about Marquis Bell, how good he looked. And I just look a year later, I'm like, look where he is now, man. Like, it's crazy to see some of your words go, because we all make opinions on these streams. So I go back and just critique stuff I said the year previous, and like, was I just, just riding the wave, or was I like just looking to see what I saw? And I remember just uttering like, yeah, he has NFL potential with his ball hawk skills. And here he is a year later, like literally, like, you know what I mean? And you heard, I don't know if you guys saw, Dak Prescott said he's one of those guys. Like, so he done got the respect of Dak already, and it's just awesome to see from raw college HBCU to where he is now. It's a beautiful thing to see, man.
Yeah, the kid can just play, man. And you know how I feel about, not being the typical look-alike, the typical pro, the typical like college athlete, man. When you can just play and anybody gives you a chance, you're gonna stand out eventually, man. It's an unwritten rule for me, man. I love those type of dudes who can just play. They ain't trying to go for the accolades. Just getting out the mud, man. Royce Medina says, I want to see JSU will do in the Celebration Bowl. They got to get there first, my guy. Ernest Johnson says JSU has 14 wideouts. What secondary is stopping that? GSH Everything said yes. Why other HBCU teams has no analysts? I guess you're speaking about the Mike Zimmer thing. You have to, those guys probably have to want that position, right? And it has to be something that's probably included in the budget, or they might be doing it for free, whatever the case may be. I don't know. Mike Zimmer and Deion have a relationship prior to this, so that's a totally different thing.
And Mike Zimmer is still getting paid by the Vikings because he still had a year left on his contract when he got let go by the Vikings. So he's basically doing that. He's basically doing his job for free.
Yeah. So that's why that. Somebody at Royce said, didn't James Houston get dropped by Detroit? I don't follow the NFL that closely to know that. So,
well, another comment said he got picked up by the practice squad. He got picked up by the practice squad.
Yeah, he got picked up by the practice squad, but he was drafted in the 6th round by Detroit.
Yes, absolutely. Which is good. I mean, he may need a year just to acclimate. No shame in that, being on the practice squad the first year. They mean they still like you. They didn't get rid of you outright. So,
Yeah. B Fresh just said it. James Houston on the practice team for the Lions, bro. He making $500,000. And for 6 months, he good.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take it, man. You know what I'm saying? Show up to practice, do a little bit. Hopefully you don't get hurt. Make $500,000 for 6 months. Shit.
Hey
man, I'll ride the bench, but for
time me up for that struggle.
Bro.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. So, can we go over to FAMU? I know this is more about Jackson State and what they did. Was it just the situation that FAMU was going through, or was Jackson State really just that damn good, man? Because Isaiah Land, again, there were a lot of folks who, have him preseason defensive player of the year. And then there are a lot of folks who says he's overrated. And I was saying in my broadcast, saying big time players make big time plays in big time games. And he only made one really standout play that was early in the second quarter, if I remember correctly. But what does FAMU have to do to try to right this ship?
It's all on Coach Simmons' shoulders, man. Because I think, I'm not gonna say he lost the locker room or anything like that, but as you saw, the players were like 2 weeks ago campaigning to protest the game, threatening at least to protest that game against North Carolina, right? Mm-hmm. Which means that there's just some uneasiness going afoot with the program. Now, I'm not saying it's Coach Simmons' fault, because players get mad at the administration and then they just take it out in the only way they can, which is their performance. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. So, Coach Simmons, he's always struck me as a very good gatherer of men, of young men, and getting people on the same page in the court. And I say this because talking to Coach KJ Black, who currently coaches for the LA Rams, used to be his right-hand man at Prairie View and at FAMU. So he speaks very highly of Coach Simmons. So I don't think that he doesn't have the ability to get everybody back on the same page. But at the same time, he ain't Superman. So if the kids got opinions that are not so great to have a FAMU jersey on for, reasons of, as we saw with the money, eligibility, it's kind of hard to rein guys back in. So it's almost like you're going half-hearted out there. Mm-hmm. Now, it's so hard because we're just speculating. So I don't want to over-speculate. But if I would venture to say if they were, 2 weeks ago willing to sit out the game against North Carolina, there's still a little bit of, how can I put it this way? When your girl, you do something wrong, and your girl say she forgive you, but she still kind of side-eye you a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think that the players kind of, they may still be that way. And it's just going to take, you just seeing the ball go through the net, as they say in basketball. So they 0-2. I think a win will get them back on track and get them where they need to be. But, it's just so hard. I don't want to over-speculate because it's just, I don't want the conversation to get goofy and people just making stuff up just to populate the airwaves. So I guess I'll leave it there. I think Coach Simmons just got to be the guy he is, the stand-up guy he is, and just keep their heads up and just keep them moving forward, man.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Simmons is a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He's all about FAMU. He's all about his kids and everything. It's more to me is just on the administration. But like now on the football note with Isaiah Land, he was he did win the FCS Defensive Player of the Year last season. He had 19.5 sacks. I think like 4.5, 5 of those sacks came in one game. Mm-hmm. But if you really think about it, most of his sacks he got them unblocked. And you have to go back through and watch watch game film, a little bit of game film on him. Because to me, I feel like if an offensive lineman gets a hold of Isaiah, it's over for him because he's not that big. Mm-hmm. He's not that big. He's 6'4", like 215, 220. And you're using speed and using quickness. And I can say this is the same thing I said about Jordan Lewis for Southern when he won the Defensive Player of the Year in the COVID season of 2021. Most of his sacks came off of being unblocked. So like he's more like he's a tweener just like him. Like 6'3", 195. Probably put on some weight, like 210, 215. But he's a tweener, and like I said, if somebody gets a hold, if the offensive lineman or a tackle gets a hold of him, mm-hmm. he's done. Now yesterday for the game, I'm asking myself, and I'm beating my head in. Why, whoever the defensive coordinator for FAMU is, why don't you come up with some sort of blitz package to get Shedeur to be uneasy about it, uneasy about himself? Mm-hmm. Because you're relying so much on your front four and everybody else is playing in space. It's like you playing, to me, you playing vanilla football. Like, and I understand, like, some teams, some teams, like, if you had, like a Tampa Bay had a great front four, or like a Minnesota Vikings had a great front four.
The Giants,
they didn't have too much do. Giants had a great front four when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
They didn't have to use a lot of blitz packages because their front four was so strong and so agile that they were able to get to the quarterback. But you're talking about a kid that's reading second, third, and probably damn near fourth progressions, on the field as a QB, and you're not getting him rattled. That makes no sense. And then another thing, the DB was playing 10 yards off the ball. So it was easy for these receivers to get like 7-8 yards, get it to position, catch the ball, and turn up the field. Like because you're playing so far off the ball, like you got to be able to chuck these dudes at the line. And I did not see that one time that they did that. So
is that more of a testament to Jackson State's receivers being that damn good that you have to respect?
Hell yeah.
Respect. You have to respect. I knew the answer to the question. I'm just throwing it out there, man. Just throwing it out there, man. So,
well, I mean, listen, man. You can lose by 59. You can lose by 89.
But challenge them. That's my whole thing.
Hey, and let me address the comment if you don't mind.
Yeah, right here.
All right. Joseph Johnson said, "Don't say that's not an excuse." Well, listen, man. I understand you're a fan, bro, and I understand that when you're in moxie mode, is everything's equal. Everything's about wins and losses. I get it. And I'm just telling you what I know from being a former SWAC player. And shout out to SWAC Buzz for coining the phrase. I got SWAC hours. From playing the SWAC, coaching the SWAC, knowing a lot of SWAC coaches. It's a lot of stuff that goes on in between the game. Shout out to Will.
Yep.
So it's all I'm just giving is just the perspective of, like, it's more than meets the eye with a given season in a given situation. So I just try to just shed insight on there's more that's going on than just hiking the ball and players running around. That's all I'm saying. So I just want to just open and thought for that, but I'm not giving FAMU out. I'm just trying to explain phenomena. That's it, bro.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me. Yusef says FAMU scored 24 points on Power 5, but only 3 against Jackson State. No excuses. Man, the weird thing about football, and that's why they say any given Sunday, any given Saturday, any given Friday, Thursday, no, right? It differs from week to week. It's not like basketball, man. It's totally different sport. So it happens, man. It happens. This is why you love the upsets and stuff. Right? Who else we got, man? Again, I appreciate y'all rocking. We just made over an hour. 100 and something people in here. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. You subscribe to all 3 of these channels because we giving y'all that good information on your holiday Monday. Let's see who we'll go. Mr. G says Coach Simmons is a really good coach. He would get his chance at a higher level. I think he might be satisfied where he's at, unless there might be some changes coming afoot pretty soon with that school and that organization. Royce Medina says if you run up the score 50 plus, that's dominance. Coach Prime, Nick Saban, and the head coach of UGA is doing that. But this, Royce, I would say this. Alabama has been doing that for 10 plus years, right, with Nick Saban. Georgia is just starting to, get their flow off a national championship. Coach Prime and them last year, they only had one game, I believe, which is the Alabama A&M game, where they showed pure dominance like that. They came out and toasted Alabama A&M off the rip. But most of their games, it was very, very slow. Right? If you remember, penalties was causing a lot of issues on the offensive side of things and the defensive side of things. They was in 3rd and longs a lot of time. They gave up the 2nd most sacks in the conference last year. So this one game is we can hope that it's not just not the norm. It's above normal, abnormal. I guess I'm trying to say. You have to get. Go ahead.
With that domination, we gave them boys a pink scooter.
I remember that, man. And that's what I like about Coach Prime, man. He's not afraid to go, the subtle trash talking, man. I like that about Coach Maynard too, the subtle trash talking. But yeah, that was the only game I remember last year with them actually showing up on the offensive side of the ball out the gate. Everything else was just like a slow burn. It was a slow burn. Then they'll make a big play, then they'll go. But off this one game, I can't put Nick Saban, Coach Prime, and Nick Saban, and the head coach was Kirby Smart. JSU got to do this for 2-3 years, man. 2 or 3 years, and
Facts. And listen, and I've seen some people trying to put Coach Prime above like Eddie Robinson already, and listen, man, Coach Prime is doing something that this league ain't seen before ever. But Eddie Robinson was consistently dominating the SWAC, man. And so I got to see Coach Prime doing this every year. And I think he's going the right direction. Because I want to see it every year, like you smacking the SWAC. Because it ain't easy. I don't care what nobody say. It's not easy. Because, if anybody in the chat has played SWAC in any sport, it's just a little different. When you play against a PWI, when you play against SWAC competition. It's just a little different. And, you got people in there talking about your mama. You got people in there. People are ruthless, man. I'll give Southern a lot of credit, man. They're I think it's M15, that little fan section. They are ruthless. Alabama A&M, dog pound. They are ruthless. And it does mess with you in a given game, in a situation. And even the players, you can get away with trash talk that you can't get away in certain other situations. So I want to see Prime dominate this league before we start going crazy with the projections. But I think this is step one this year. I mean, come on. And I want to say this too. This is perfect because that's why I don't judge coaches early. I give them about year 3. It's when you start to establish your culture. You bring in your guys, so your young guys are juniors by now, typically speaking. And this is when you know what a program really is. So the fact that they're this far ahead, year 3, I mean, damn, the tea leaves read damn good. I got to say, and I know I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth, but I want to see this dominance to continue. Like you said, last year, you would see them kind of play with their food and then a big play, and then they'll break the game open. I want to see these all year long because when I know where Grambling was dominating, that they were dominating. So I want to see Coach Prime earn his keep in that little SWAC pantheon of coaches by, steady going forward and steady doing his thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I would get some for all of us three being former Lumberjacks. How about Alcorn give it them SFA boys a scare on Saturday night?
They gave them everything they can handle, man. They gave them everything they can handle. Everything they can handle.
The game started late. Hey, they gave them. I'm like, they jumped out on them from the gate. I was like, oh my God. and just for them to even eke out a win like that, they dropped them out of the poll.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough. There's still some bias, man. Even when I was at SFA, man, folks were like, we were getting ready to go play Southern, matter of fact, at Southern. And some of my teammates was like, oh, man, we're going to play the SWAC. And I'm like, dude, there's some athletes over there. There's some dudes that can play. Y'all tripping. And we ended up winning the game. But, I'm just like, the bias is still there. So
I said this on DJ Channel yesterday, Will. And I like the arrogance. I mean, since we all went to SFA, so we know the culture. The arrogance is funny. And I never could really understand it because, for example, too, my freshman year, we played against TSU, and we went to that game like we just gonna mollywop and we lost. I was just like, well, I mean, I know TSU to have a really good program, and I don't know where this arrogance come from. And so I know how they feel about the Alcorn game, and I sure hate that. Again, I go for the Lumberjacks. Unless they play HBCU, then all bets are off. Unless they play Prairie View, what time it is. But
there you go.
So I was disappointed, man. I thought Alcorn had it. And like the brother said, they jumped on them early. And then I looked at my update on my phone. They lost the lead. I was just like, man, what the hell, man?
Tough. So we got a newcomer in the building, official yoga. What's going on?
What's going on? I was in the chat. Salute to all you brothers. I'm glad that y'all covering the HBCU topics. And I'm an HBCU grad. I travel a lot. And I'm checking in from the Dominican Republic, and I just want to bring the conversation back to the JSU defense. And I want to bring this up. If Travis Hunter would have went ahead and went to UGA, I'm from the ATL. Travis Hunter would have went ahead and stayed home in the Atlanta area and just went 30 minutes up the road to UGA, and he shut down the whole side of the field the way he did, he would be the national talk right now. They would be talking about the defensive. He would be up for the defensive Heisman and all of this, right? Mm-hmm. But now Travis Hunter has locked down the same side of the field consistently for the entire game, and off of FAMU that just went to Chapel Hill, UNC Power 5 team, and put up 24 hard-nosed against them. They was in there fighting for real at first. Hard-nosed. They came with that same energy. They at home, and Travis Hunter, a freshman, true freshman, I think he just turned 18 years old or something like that. He was crying before the game. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about crying. He literally was crying. They showed that the young brother was crying on Coach Prime's shoulder before the game and shut down. So if he was at any one of those SEC schools right now and stayed at home, he would be the talk. So let's give them their just due. They're a Power 5 level defense.
Hey, remember this, bro. Y'all remember this? He didn't even play offense yesterday.
Exactly. Coach Prime, they're holding them out. They holding them out so because they don't want. He's gonna be the secret weapon. They wait until they get deeper in the season and watch. Then when they get some real resistance, then Coach Prime gonna bring them out just like how the Dallas Cowboys would bring Deion out in offense when they got some real resistance. They was up some real competitors. It was a playoff.
And I'm gonna add this too. That's why it's important, this independent media, we keep driving the narratives, because if you guys haven't noticed, in the past 2 years, there's been a whole lot of interest on HBCU sports on a whole bunch of channels, national and independent. So that's why we doing this, what we're doing right now, damn near for free, right? So we keep painting that narrative for Travis Hunter. So So the
Oh
big
yes,
boys
because
don't do it.
yes, if he was with UGA right now, fellas, and locked down the game like that, a whole side of the field,
Absolutely.
he's already. I'm being real, and this is not overhyping anything, and that's what Coach Prime said. This guy right now is 18 years old. He on the level of Darrelle Revis, the Revis guy that was with the Jets. He's already on that level right now at 18. We seeing it. He the LeBron of this, and it's the real, and he ain't playing. So whoever came over there with Fam had a rough day. They had a bland day. They were bland. Fam was on fire, hard nose against UNC, and he made them look bland. And he 18 years old, really out the ATL. He really just turned 18 years old. People, so y'all got to understand this. It was a big thing for him to turn down. I'm gonna tell it like it is. It's a big thing for you. There's so much pressure on you to be number one and turn on white folks down. I'm telling you.
Oh, we know. We know.
Oh, hey. Remember, that ain't the first person he flipped. Remember, he flipped Nugget. JUCO from going to Georgia.
Yeah. So and UGA don't like Prime right now, Coach Prime right now, because everything coming out the ATL is already 21 on it. Because in the ATL, Prime was really riding around the ATL and accessible. He was really accessible at the Atlanta Braves game. He was out there running the steps before the game came, gave all the popcorn boys autographs. Prime was really in the clubs in the ATL, signing everybody's stuff at the club. It was really in Atlanta, like on the ground. So he built in. Everybody still want to be prime time 2 sports in the ATL. It's like serious.
Yeah, so can we go ahead and label Travis Hunter Island? Somebody just put it up in the comments. Travis Hunter Island, can we go on?
Exactly. Let's get his young brother his just due. Let's give it to him, because if he was on any SEC team, right now they have all type of hashtags. The white kids have T-shirts. They'll be making money. All of that right now.
Yeah, that's the truth.
He'll have an NIA a deal right now already if he would have went out there to Athens, and y'all know that he'll be already have a car deal. But it's coming because he's showing everybody what's up.
No, that was unbelievable what he did yesterday.
Exactly. We just saw something at his first real big stage, and he got NFL players. Look how many NFL players Prime legends Prime had came to them practices in Miami. Michael Vick, Warren Sapp. All them people coming and laying hands on him, and he 18 and the number one in the country, and it made the news and flipped the script on everything, and everybody's going to see what he really gonna do, and he really came up to that challenge. That he had the most pressure on him out of any freshman in the country. Tell me another freshman had more pressure on him than Travis Hunter. I'll wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to the brother credit, if Travis would have had a bad game and people's catching on him, what do you think the first thing would have been on the news wire?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, he went to Florida State, then he wouldn't have these problems.
Yeah.
Man, you already know the game.
Like I said, I'll wait. Y'all tell me what other freshmen in the United States of America that play football on a serious level had more pressure on him than Travis Hunter. I'll wait.
Yeah. And this is why I said it earlier, I don't know if he was in here, but this is why I said there's a difference in that 1 through 10, 1 through 7 guys, top dudes in the country, then everybody else you can kind of put them wherever you want. There's a whole different type of level, because I be around these recruiter guys all the time, and they just basically fill out the rest of recruiting for marketing purposes and stuff like that. But truthfully, there's only 1 through 10 top dudes in the country, and he's one of them.
Yep, that's a damn show. And
so, like I said, with that being realized, actualized on yesterday's performance, they're Power 5 defense. I can't say about the offense because I don't know. Fam defense gave it up like that to UNC, so I can't judge the offense and say it. But I know, hey, if he was with the SEC team where he did, I played cornerback. I talked to some other brothers played cornerback, and really looking at what's going on, everybody who lined up over there, like what? And if they break down the statistic numbers of Fam's top receivers and the time that they went to Travis Hunter's side, I want to see what those numbers look like.
Well, I mean, it's coming, man. The respect is coming because, I thought about something. When I covered the Orange Bowl Classic last year, I noticed that the game was on ESPNU, and that was a big step up for SWAC football. This year's on ESPN2.
2. Yeah, they went on 2.
It's coming, man. Like, so it's coming in. He got the best promoter to ever live, not named P.T. Barnum, as his head coach. So watch when he roll him out. Like you said, when they need him, they're going to roll him out on offense when he's fully healthy. It's going to be crazy. So I'm anticipating because I know it's going to roll out the right way.
Thank you, brother. You just brought it up. That's another thing. He had the most pressure on him out of any freshman in the country. D2, D3, D1, none of any of them. And he was only at 60%. 60%.
Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. We got Alfred Hagen, man. Just copy the link right there on the thing, and you can jump in on here, man. So go ahead and do that if you want to do that. But yeah, go ahead. Keep rocking. My bad.
I'm just saying what we really witnessing, and let's see what he got. He rocking with a shutout, because if he was a pitcher, he'll have a no-hitter. So we rocking with a shutout, and let's see what JSU defense does coming up next week on a short week, and they don't have no water at the campus, so they can't take showers, so they're not going back to the yard, so they're not even gonna get the true love off their first game, so they're gonna be more focused. See, that's what I'm looking at, being a player myself. They about to be more focused. They got a short week. They not going back to the yard, so they ain't gonna get all the love from the campus, for you know how that is. Yeah. And they're going straight to the hotel, so they're gonna be more focused and more turned, because they ain't gonna even really be able to release it and do everything how they normally do. So I expect for them to come in really hard nosed and really focused, and less mistakes this game from a defensive standpoint.
Gotcha. So we got a newcomer in the building, G-Man Fred. What's going on, man? What you got for us?
Hey, what's good?
What's up, man?
I mean, like, I got a question because I'm a Grand fan for life. Grand fan. I just love Grambling. Mm-hmm. But if we played Jackson State, because if we practice, I mean, same thing as families, you know. The coach said, you know, we just didn't play good football, you know. But it's what you do in practice is how you execute during the game. Now he's saying that it could be because it's something that we ate or we didn't eat correctly, and you know we can't have an excuse for.
Excuse me, brother. Can you talk up a little bit or talk clear?
It's my mic. My mic is not that good.
Okay,
hold
gotcha.
Hold on. See if I can change the mic.
It sounds like something very interesting you saying about Grambling, but I'm kind of losing you.
I was trying to stay focused in it, but I think he said something about Hugh Jackson and you practice how you play or something of that nature.
Yeah. I'm trying to fix my mic. I'll be right back.
All right.
I want Grambling to be good. I want all the HBCUs, especially with the famous NFL connected coaches with NFL experience. I want them to be good for Jackson State, because we want to see Travis Hunter get tested. Now we know that everything coming. They coming at him now. Yeah. They coming at him.
They like I said,
and I think they're gonna make him famous when they start really throwing it over there, and he start pick six in them. That's what's gonna blow him up.
Somebody, a quarterback, a coach, or somebody.
They're trying to make their name off of Travis Hunter.
It's an ego thing. Football is very heavily ego, man. Like, so somebody's gonna be like, you know what, man, I'm gonna try it. I gotta just see how good he really is. And
that's when they're gonna blow him up. He gonna get a pick six. Cause people don't realize this. This is the thing about Travis Hunter. See, when you're in the ATL, you done seen him. Metro Atlanta done seen him. We already know what's really up. We know what Collin Hills, that north side of town, what the pedigree is up there. What brothers taking their kids up there. That's the holy grail in Georgia of where you gonna take your son. So all the big time college players and ex-NFL players, they on the north. That's where you taking your son on the north side, northeast side. We already know that. So was not highlighted is what he does after he intercepts that ball, the running skills, the instinct, almost like Coach Prime, and he gonna get to the end zone after he picked that thing off, and that's what's gonna propel him.
Yeah, I can see that happening. So we got G-Man Fred back. Hopefully you good now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. So like I'm just about practicing and delivering the ball to the end zone, but it's all about how you practice. It's really like how how you can be as good as any team. But I really hope that my team gets a chance to play Jackson State and give Jackson State a good ball game. I'm just I was just really like, how can we be a good team against Jackson State, or possibly give them a good game? But it's all about practice. That's my point. And really,
Hey, you said you go to Grambling?
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see y'all third game of the season. That's the WC Gordon Classic in Jackson. That's our red out game. If you really think about it, man, like if you look at shout out to Deion Jr., man, with his well off media, bro.
Yeah.
His behind the scenes, his acumen for highlighting all the practices and what's going on and with the football team and stuff like that. But if you look at those practices from Jackson State, the offense can score easily on the defense, but the defense can actually shut down that offense too. So it works. You know what I'm saying? It works
both ways,
hand in hand, both ways, hand in hand. Because like now, because just think about this. Shedeur said, "Look, we got quote unquote a Power 5 defense." And it is true. You got a Power 5 defense that's being coached by damn near almost a Hall of Famer, Dennis Thurman.
Yep.
Also, you know what I'm saying, defensive back coach. You got Kevin Smith as the defensive backs coach. You got Andre Hart, who was the head coach at Trinity Christian before he came the linebacker coach at Jackson State. You got Coach Weeks, that's the D-line coach. Like he's a powder kid, a ball of energy and everything. So the defense takes after their coach. You know what I'm saying? Take after their coaches, and you know, like I said, the D line, they play with so much energy because the D line coach got so much energy.
Yeah.
Coach Hart got energy because Coach Hart's from Dallas, so you know he got that. He got that D-town, he got that Triple D swag in him. He don't care. You know how we are. I'm from, you know what I'm saying, from Dallas. Like, we don't care, but we gonna get in your ass. You know what I'm saying? And then Kevin Smith, you know, he got that little prime time in him because he got taken under Deion's wing, you know, under his wing and everything when he was with the Cowboys. So it all goes hand in hand on everything. And then with the offense, with the new offensive coordinator with Brett Bartolone, like I said, the offensive line is much better improved. Like I said, the whole team takes on the personality of the coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
The offense moving like the Patriots. The offense moving like the Patriots with Brady. That's how they moving right now.
So I would say this to G-Man Fred, your question. I mean, every college team practices hard, man. Like, I played in college, man, and practice was the hardest thing to this day in my life. You know, I'm approaching 40. College sports and college practice is still the hardest thing I ever done in my life. And I didn't have the chance to make it to the pros, but every team practices hard. Every college coach is trying to give their guys the best preparation, give them the blueprint to be successful. Sometimes the talent just exceeds your hard work, man. Sometimes it just happens like that. So Grambling is just going to have to, one of them weekends, it's a rivalry game. They're going to have to just kind of play perfect to beat Jackson State. Just to be honest, if Jackson State is firing like this, and I'm looking at the comments, Somebody said Jackson State had 14 guys catch a ball yesterday. Crazy. And Malachi Wyman didn't play.
No home games with no water.
So it's gonna be tough to beat this group, man. Just to be honest with you, man. Just to be honest. And I think Hugh Jackson is gonna do a good job in there. Again, year one, he got some transfers as well. But this group looks like they're primed for the big stage, man. That's just it for me.
All right.
Yeah.
And don't fit because Hugh Jackson is a good coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just going to take him some time to get that team together. So you got to realize he came early in the spring, so he didn't really have too much a heads up on the team like all the other coaches did this year.
Yeah.
But he got enough recruits because don't get it because listen to this. You know he's from LA. So he's gonna get the California pipeline going, and he's been getting it going since he got there. So it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna take some time, and especially with him being a former quarterbacks coach, it's gonna take him time to get the quarterback ready. So it's not. I won't say it's a big jump, but as far as for the Grand Fam, I would say be patient, because you know the time is coming. The time is coming because you got to realize we need the blue bloods of the SWAC to be great again.
Yep.
Grambling is a blue blood, blue blood. Southern is a blue blood. Jackson State, Alcorn, Grambling. You got these are our blue blood programs in the SWAC. We have to have them to be good. Florida A&M came in last season into the SWAC. You have to have Florida A&M to be good because if these 5, maybe 6 major schools are good for the conference, then it's going to elevate our conference even more.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Iron sharpens iron, man. So I'm looking at some of these comments that say water pressure is back on in Jackson, so that's what's up.
That's good.
Good things to hear. Let's see. Real Talk says the strength and conditioning coach seems like an amazing also unsung hero. Yep. So I mean, every person on the collegiate staff from top to bottom is very, very important. Like there's no all that runs in success at the same time, man. Strength and conditioning. Like that's why the strength and conditioning coach gets a ring when the team wins a championship. The athletic trainers gets a ring. Like all these people play major factors into having a great team. And shout out to Nico Savage. What up, Nico? Says Shedeur is much better than he gets credit for. He makes reads on the regular. I take him over Ryan Tannehill. Good Lord.
Hey, with the strength and the conditioning coach we got, man, we stole him from Georgia.
Yep.
He just got a ring.
Yep. Yeah, he just got a ring. So he knows. He just off a national championship. Just got a conscience been going off. He said Grambling is getting 50 ball too. Talking about Travis Hunter. Said he almost had a one-handed one yesterday. So yeah, it's Jackson State is looking like they're going to be the cream of the crop again. Yeah. For me, I like when there's parity. I don't really like to see undefeated champions. I like to see a conference champions, maybe 1 or 2 losses in the second or third place team, kind of somewhere in there. Just
competition.
Whatever, maybe. Just competition. So it's going to get better. Again, as you can see, Jackson State and FAMU played the only game at the 2 o'clock slot yesterday. On ESPN2 is upgrade from ESPNU from last year, or ESPN Plus, I believe, from last year. So all these things are being a positive, moving in a positive direction for HBCU sports, SWAC football in general. I'm in the SWAC region, so I'm gonna speak more about the SWAC schools. I don't know too much about the OVCs and the MEAC and all the other stuff, but they're getting some TV time as well. So all this stuff is happening at the right time, right moment. Again, 2020, just kind of that 2020 clear vision year. Even though we went through a pandemic, it's changed the mindset of a lot of people. A lot of these young kids are seeing what's happening with these HBCU. So it's happening, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be an exciting season for me, I believe.
Yeah, and thank you for allowing me to join the stream. Much love from Star Trek New York. I'm from New York, so
Okay.
I'm representing from New York.
Gotcha, man. Appreciate you dropping through. Come in anytime, man. I always try to open up the chat for people.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, y'all.
All right, have a good one.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, but on the real, I said this on my show a couple of days ago,
Mm-hmm.
and the OBC, with it being a week 1 game for us against FAM, you know what I'm saying? Instead of it being like towards the middle of the season, this basically, like I said, it's basically whoever wins that game, whoever won the game, puts them in perfect position in the driver's seat for the Eastern Division.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just so happened that we won the game 2 years in a row. So we're sitting at the top of the division in the conference. Everybody else, they have, you know, that's the conference. FAMU has a conference loss. Everybody else has a loss. Alabama State is 2-0. Even though they going up to UCLA this weekend, take a money game. Alabama State 2-0. Everybody else has a conference has a loss in the standings, and we're just sitting. You know, we're sitting pretty now. Because remember last season, they started out just like that with FAMU getting a conference loss.
Mm-hmm.
They lost one more game, and then
they
won. They got hot at the right time. They won 9 straight, and then they had to. I ain't gonna say beg and plead, but they had to plead their case just to get to the FCS playoffs. Because you know the SWAC we don't have an automatic qualifier anymore. We stopped automatic qualifying my freshman year at Jackson State. That was in '97. So that was the last time a SWAC team went to the playoffs. And you kind of have to like basically play, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of have to play devil's advocate. You got to try to see who will lose, who can help you out and stuff like that. Luckily that they did beat Florida, that they beat Alabama A&M last season. We beat them. So it put them in the driver's seat to actually finish second in the division, but they was the automatic, you know, they was the at-large bid for the FCS playoffs. And now you think about in the Western Division, you got Texas Southern playing PV, Labor Day Classic. So Labor Day Classic, I want to say it determines who will win the Western Division, but you said you're pretty up there because you got a conference win.
Off the rip, yeah. Off the rip.
And so now you got to go, but see in the West, because PV won the game Saturday. And you got to go through that gauntlet. You still got to play Alcorn. You still got to play Southern. You still got to play Grambling. You still got to play Pine Bluff. Like I said, you already beat Texas Southern, so Texas Southern got to make sure you got to try to see if Prairie View will lose 2 or 3 conference games because Prairie View has that actual tiebreaker against Texas Southern, just in case some miraculous just would happen. But like you sitting kind of pretty, but with the West, we don't, you know, with the Western Division, you don't know who will win the Western Division. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's a lot of football to be played. Yeah. Now with the Western Division, Texas Southern plays Southern Arlington Classic Showdown in
September 17th. Yep.
So Texas TSU beat them last season. That's one of a few conference wins that they had. If they beat them again, it's not gonna have a great look on for Southern because some people pick Southern, some people pick Alcorn.
Yeah.
And whoever wins the Alcorn Southern game, they definitely will be in the driver's seat because, like I said, I still want to see this year. I want to see Grambling getting no more than like 2 or 3 conference wins, and they won't make too much noise. But by next season, it's going to be a different story because Hugh will have his actual first recruiting class, official recruiting class in place.
It makes a huge difference being able to have a full season of recruiting. Makes a huge difference.
Yeah. But I'm going to get on out of here, man, because I'm at work. But if anybody hear me, I am HBCU Overdrive. I'm Doc Holliday. I have shows almost pretty much every day, every other day. I'm doing, for football season, I'm doing a recap show on Monday at 7 or 7:30. And I also do a preview show on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. So I'm on YouTube. Everybody can catch me on YouTube. If you haven't done, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the page. Make sure you do the same thing for my boy Will because he's a good dude and everything. We all, to me, I'm all about promoting about the sport and the culture of HBCU that nobody really don't too much pay attention to. But thank Will, thank you for jumping on, man.
Yeah, man. Anytime, man. Yeah, anytime. We can get it rocking and rolling. So yeah, I appreciate you coming through, man. So be safe at work.
All right, bro.
Yep. All right, folks, let's get to some of these comments. We're going to probably get ready to shut it down in about 10 minutes. So try to catch up. Other HBCUs hating on Coach Prime is going to fall behind JSU, a celebrity coach with a platform. Yeah, it's just some folks just don't want to get with the times, man, and understand what's happening, man. And a lot of times it happens. It happens like that in life. Like, man, I should have did this, such and such. And you have your regrets sometimes. But, you live and you learn. But it's right there in their face where they can get to it right now. Real Talk said, did you see any FAMU adjustments? By then it was too much. It didn't matter what they decided to do. It was pretty much over with, man. Keith Smith says when he's trying to score against UNC down 7 before the half, instead of making it to the locker room, was the start of the downfall. Oh man, no adjustments. There you go. Morgan should have hired Ray Lewis in Baltimore, implement the Coach Prime effect. That'd be crazy, man. And again, some people are scared of change. Some people are scared of having that big name. Don't want somebody bigger, letting the coach's name be bigger than the school, right? But we see that at the Power 5 level, like Nick Saban's name is bigger than Alabama, or what's his name? Dabo Swinney. His name is bigger than Clemson. So sometimes you got to take a page out of other people's playbook, man, and rock and roll with it. Coach Prime has given black colleges the template. Don't hate, duplicate. Right there. Shut down corners, narrow the field. That's for sure. Sheldon Van Dyke, Bethune-Cookman does nice stand a chance. All we can do is pray for them. Bethune-Cookman, man, they lost some very close games last year, and it is what it is. It's gonna be some adjustment for them still. Unfortunately, FAMU came in more ready to be in the SWAC than they did last year, so it is what it is. As always, I want y'all to make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button. All that good stuff, man. You like what we do on this channel, you can hit the Cash App tag. I ain't even mentioned that today. Or you can hit super chat or super stickers, anything of that nature. I always try to answer everybody's question as much as possible. I got an interesting comment up here. T. Dodd says Bethune-Cookman is going to beat Jackson State on October 15th in Jacksonville, Florida. So he's calling it. If you're a betting person, anybody want to go bet him? Clarence Kinney says these presidents are hurting their schools with their ego. It happens. Conscious says, right, terrified of change. That's some stuff. Yeah, man. We have I can't go. I don't talk politics on my channel, man. But we have older generations are they just don't understand sometimes about why things are moving in a certain direction. Like you'll hear the older generation say, "Well, why are these kids not out there going to work a 9 to 5 and have a good job and then work for 50 years and then retire and all this other stuff?" And then you have the newer generation like, "Dude, we didn't figure this out. We don't have to go work a 9 to 5. We can get the social media money. We can become a content creator. We can make our own schedule and all this stuff and get the same benefits and enjoy life a little bit more." And the older generation just don't really understand that, and it's not their fault. It's because that's what they were, taught to go to college, go out and get a 9 to 5, raise a family, work for 30 years, and retire at 65. Like people are not trying to do that no more. So you get a younger president in there, then some things might change. But until then, it's going to take Coach Prime, the Eddie Georges of the world, the Hugh Jacksons of the world to continue to try to change the narrative and keep this thing rocking and rolling in the right direction. And it's getting there, and it's happening quickly. In my eyes, it's happening pretty damn quickly. This is year 3 for Coach Prime, and look at all the attention that he's garnered for his program. He's got a guy like a Travis Hunter. He's got a guy like a Kevin Coleman. His son Shedeur, Shiloh. All these guys are at Jackson State because of him. So it is what it is, man. The old ninjas. Oh man. Clarence Kenny says you have to be lucky to beat JSU. They have talent and coaching. Talent and coaching. Year 3 of Coach Prime implementing his doctrine, his understanding, and all this other stuff. CBW said that's the dumbest thing I've heard anyone say about the older generation. Dude, do you not talk to an older generation of folks? Do you not talk to these people? Or are you in that generation? The older generation was literally taught, go to college, get a 9 to 5, work 30 plus years, and then retire at 65. I know this because I have parents and I've worked with a lot of older folks. And then now you see kids in their 20s all the way up until their 40s. Like, man, we're not doing that no more. Like, we can understand work a lot and not go through that turmoil of that BS and not be happy. This is what, if you talk to some of the older folks in like retirement homes, you'll hear them say some of their biggest regrets was 1, not spending enough time with their family, and 2, working too much and working too long. Yeah. I go to these type of places, man. I've worked with a lot of older people before, and one of their biggest regrets is like, man, I wish I would have did something else than just work the same job for 30 plus years. Man, it just is what it is. But yeah, back to this comment, Coach Prime making a case for JSU transcending the SWAC. And Knight Rider said they were all pursued by Power 5 schools or transformed from. That's how they think, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if that person's trying to be a troll or what. Need more than luck, you need Nick Saban in Alabama. Coach Prime told y'all give him 2 years and he might be ready for Alabama. He told y'all that. She loves D. Coach Prime does have star power and close to 4 million followers between his sons, him, and his daughters. But social media evens the playing field for people to get their stuff out there. Yeah, and with the NIL deal that's going out, it allows kids to go to a HBCU and still get an NIL deal and still be seen and still be known. Social media, you can promote yourself. You don't have to go to a Power 5 school anymore. You don't have to. It is what it is, man. Nico Savage says it's a select few that think outside of that, but I do push the tire there that's working 60 to the bone. Yeah, 60 hours to the bone. No, man. Not everything is about money. Students have a photography, videography, can be interns, have to use what they have around you. Yep. Conscious says it's the older generation. Why do you think the college dance teams and bands still doing the same routines? Call it tradition. No, my man, the older generation is the generation that went out and that allows you guys to become content creators. And I did not say that. I didn't say they didn't make sacrifices. And trust me, I understand the sacrifices my mother, my father, my grandparents made, my aunts, uncles, and everybody. I get all of that. But the older generation sometimes were not like, we're not going to take the risk of going out to start our own business. All right? We're not going to take the risk of, taking our money that we have saved up and going to start a business or going to travel across the world or anything like that, man. Trust me, I get all this. I understand the sacrifices the people that came before me did. I understand that. But I do understand that, man. I seen my mother teach for 33 years, and she didn't get a chance to do a lot of the things that she wanted to do because she took on the burdens of me and my brothers and the students that she had. And then now that when she retired, she started doing a little more things, doing a little more than that. But I know there were some times where she wished she could have just went on a weekend trip to get away and have no worries. I know there's a lot of times, but she didn't because that's not something that, that y'all thought about like that, man. Look, it's no hate. I have very, very great appreciation for what the older generation did. Okay, man. So this is my last time acknowledging you, bro. You just around older folks who did not accomplish anything in their younger life. Don't that all older folks. See, I'm not generalizing. So what you said that I'm generalizing older folks, but now you're generalizing the younger folks. So I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave it alone, man. I'm gonna leave it alone. Tradition is keeping us behind. Understand it, man. Understand it. So they're allowed and should accept the change. So it is what it is, man. Nico says Michael Jordan is still not the GOAT. Man, again, this has been a great show. I'm supposed to be somewhere at 1:00, so I got about 10 minutes to get out of here, get dressed, and get out of here. Really, really enjoyed this topic. I'm gonna try to do Monday recaps at some point. Hopefully, anytime something about worth talking, I'm going to speak about, whether it be Jackson State, PV, whoever, HBCUs. When it's something about worth talking about, I'm going to get to it and get on it. Again, if you really, really, really like what we do on this channel, you can hit the Cash App. All these things are great. It goes back into the channel. I got my camera fixed yesterday. For anybody who was watching the stream yesterday, I dropped my camera and it was dumb. Dropped my camera and it wouldn't work where you at. I'm in Texas. Ishmael might not be talking to me. Oh yeah. I'm in Texas. 156. So you're on the East Coast. You got to be on the East Coast. So yeah, it's about to be 1:00 here. I'm in Texas. Got an event to go to. So really, really enjoyed this. Appreciate everybody who spent their Labor Day morning with me. Appreciate all the comments. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit that like button on the way out the door, always. And then find us on social media platforms, man. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Post on it. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, please do so. All those things help push the channel forward. And again, like they said, this type of stuff, these type of channels are pushing the HBCUs of the world to the forefront, not leaving them behind. So make sure y'all go to subscribe to my man Hoop Jargon. Good Lord, I just forgot his name. That was just up here. HBCU SWAC Nation or whatever it was. But he said it. Good Lord, I'm butchering his name. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to all of these people. You get good content, man. Basically, we do this for free. We do accept money, but we'll do it for free, man. I just like talking sports in general. So, Knight Rider said it's been real, man. Appreciate you, Knight Rider. You always show up. 156 over there. Keep up the great work. So, yeah, man. Y'all enjoy y'all Labor Day. Be safe, whatever you're doing. If you're drinking, get an Uber, whatever it may be. As always, as I leave these channels, leave these lives, I leave you with some words of encouragement. So, on your best day, be better. Try to be better. Think about it. Think about that. Try to be better. Between the Game Sports, I'm out. Peace.